Good morning, children. This is class 9th physics, chapter number 8, motion. Topic 1. Let's start with it. So, children, let's see the learning objectives that you will be able to gain at the end of the class. So, children, at the end of the class, you will be able to define motion. What is motion? You will be able to define rest. You will be able to define motion to be a relative quantity and not an absolute term, right? So first we should know what is position of an object. So let's start with position of an object. So children, position means location, right? Position means your location. So if you want to describe the position of any object, we need a specific point, a reference point, which is known as origin. For example, if I ask you, what is the distance of your home? Then you will ask, ma'am, from where do you want the distance of the home? Or if you say, ma'am, the distance of my home is 2 kilometers, then you need to specify a point from where the distance of your home is 2 kilometers, right? So you will say that, ma'am, the distance of my home from the school, from the Mittal International School, is 2 kilometers. So Mittal International School is your reference point, right? So you have described the position of your house to be at 2 kilometers from the reference point, that is the Mittal International School, right? So if you want to specify position, location of any object, you have to specify with the help of a reference point, which is known as origin. Let us have one more example. You can see in this example, a school in a village is 2 kilometers north of railway station. So here we have described the position of the school. So you are saying the school's position is 2 kilometers, but from where, right? So the reference point over here is railway station. So whenever you want to describe position, that is location of an object, you need a reference point, which is known as origin. Let's move to the next slide. Okay. Now, children, we are going to learn the term that is motion, right? So, children, when can we say that the object is in motion? So, if children, the position of an object is changing with respect to time or surrounding, then the object can be said to be in motion. For example, here, this boy, let us name the boy as Sham. So, Sham is standing under the tree at 9 a.m. You just saw it, right? And after 10 minutes, again you are having a look. Then you saw that Sham was at some distance. He was not under the tree now. He is at some distance from away from the tree. So with time, that is after the passage of 10 minutes. So with the passage of time, the position of Sham, initially, his position at 9 a.m. was under the tree. After 10 minutes, after the passage of 10 minutes time, Mr. Sham is away from the tree, is not under the tree, right? So his position has changed. And here, initially, he had the tree in the surrounding, and after 10 minutes he is not having the tree in the surrounding, so his surroundings have changed. So if position of an object changes, his position has changed with time or surrounding, then the object is said to be in motion, right children? Now let's move to the next term, that is rest. So it's very simple children. if position of an object does not change with respect to time or surrounding, then the object is at rest. For example, again, the same Mr. Sham. At 9 a.m., he is standing under the tree. You saw it. After 10 minutes, you are having a look. Again, the person Sham is under the same tree. So his position is exactly the same after 10 minutes. His position has not changed. So here, Mr. Sham will be said to be at rest. So if position of an object does not change with respect to time or surrounding, then the object is said to be at rest, right? So these are your two terms, that is motion and rest. Okay. Now next children, we are going to explain here, or rather we will try to understand that the motion and rest, they are relative quantities. They are not absolute quantities. Means, children, you cannot say that a particular object is absolutely at rest. Suppose you are sitting on your chair and you are attending this online class, right? If I ask you that, beta, are you in rest or are you at rest or you are in motion? You will say, ma'am, I am sitting on my chair, so I am at rest. But that is not the case. You cannot absolutely say that I am at rest. You cannot never absolutely say that I am in motion, because this motion and rest, they are all relative terms. They are all with respect to something. For your parents, you are sitting at rest and attending the online class, so you are at rest. But to an astronaut who is in the space, and if he is seeing you from the space, as you are on the earth is in motion. So you are on the earth, so you are also in motion to the astronaut who is in the space outside the earth, right? So motion is not an absolute quantity. Motion and rest, they are not an absolute quantity, but they are relative quantity, right? Let's see one more example. So children, here we are having an example, that is, suppose you are in your school bus and you are coming to school, right? Your friend is sitting next to you. So he is your fellow passenger. So your friend is your fellow passenger. You both are in the moving school bus, and your friend, which is your fellow passenger, to him, you will be at rest. He will say you are at rest. But for the person who is standing on the roadside, you are going to be in motion. He will say, the person who is standing on the road, he will say, no, you are not at rest, you are in motion. So did you see your position, your state is at rest for your friend who is just sitting next to you in the moving bus. But your state is of motion to the person who is standing on the road, right? So here motion and rest, they are not absolute, they are relative quantities. Let's have one more example over here. So this is the diagram, children, that you and your friend are in a moving school bus. So your friend number 2 will say that, one, you are at rest. But on the road, a person who is standing, he will say, no, one, you are not at rest, you are in motion. So this defines motion and rest to be relative terms and not absolute terms, right? Let's go for one more example. That is, here, you and your friend, you both are moving. You are moving in car A with 30 kilometers per hour speed. Your friend is moving in car B with 30 kilometers per hour. As your velocities are same, you both are talking to each other and moving. So you both will appear to be at rest with respect to each other. आप दोनों की surrounding में आप दोनों ही हो. So A and B are at rest with respect to each other. But to a person who is standing outside on the roadside, both of you, A and B, will be in motion. Right, beta? So this example defines that motion and rest are relative terms. They are not absolute quantities. Okay. So this was your topic number 1. With this, we end our class here.